Monday, October 20th, 2025 to order. Please join me in a silent prayer and meditation. All right, thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please.
Mayor Gaffino?
Here.
Trustee Christensen?
Here.
Trustee Curtis?
Here.
Trustee Gately?
Here.
Trustee Lowry?
Here.
Trustee Nedved?
Here.
Trustee Salazar?
Here.
All right, thank you. Audience comments, we have one. Kimberly Young, would you like to come up and state your name and address? And
Hi, my name is Kimberly Young. I live in Batavia, and I'd like to say good evening, Mr. President, trustees, staff, and Aurora, North Aurorans. I wanted to announce tonight my candidacy for the Kane County District 2 board seat that was recently and sadly vacated as a result of Mr. BERMAN's passing. I am a lifelong member of the Kane County community. I've lived here my whole life. And I am a small business owner, recently retired. I plan on bringing to the board my experience in small business and my, of course, I'm really good at speaking. I am truly committed to serving the community of District 2 and the entire Kane County community. I hope as you get to know me that I can earn your trust and your votes. And again, my name is Kimberly Young, but you can call me Kim. Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Kim.
Anybody else? Audience comments? All right, see none. Steve, want to list the items on the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight on the consent agenda, we have our minutes from the last board meeting and our last committee of the whole meeting. We have an interim bills list and our current bills list. We have our annual contribution to IML RMA, and that is for our liability insurance for the village. You have number 6 is a approval of a grant of a sign easement agreement with Tollway Park of Commerce. Just a little note on that. That is to acquire a piece of small property at Airport and 31 for us to complete that project where we're making a wider turn area for semi-trucks and car movements. It requires us to move the current Tollway Park of Commerce sign, and the village will be putting in a new sign if that one does not work and being relocated. Number 7, and that is the cost of the sign, by the way, so to repay for that sign. Number 7 is approval of a salt purchase. This is our annual salt purchase. It's an interesting salt purchase because last year we didn't buy a lot of salt because we knew we were building a new public works facility and we were going to maximize storage in one location because we had to tear down the other salt dome. Now the new salt dome is built and it's much bigger, and so Brian can get more salt again.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Call roll, please.
Trustee Christensen?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
Trustee Salazar?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Under new business, item 1, Steve.
Okay, item number 1 and 2 are related. So I'm going to go with an overview of both projects, both things here. Hang on a second. There we go. So we are building our new public works facility, and as you know, the project's been going on for about a year. At the time that we were moving forward with the process to hire contractors, what we did was we started with our general contractor, which is really our construction manager, and that's FQC, Frederick Quinn Corporation. What they did is Frederick Quinn Corporation bid out all of the individual contracts, went through a public bidding process, and then our contract, if you remember, is with Frederick Quinn. So they oversee every aspect of the program. All $19 million worth of the guaranteed maximum price is with Frederick Quinn. So as we were going through the project, when we acquired the site, we had always been concerned a little bit about the access. And I put it up on the screen to try to illuminate a little bit here. So our current access, you can see the road right where my cursor is. That's the access road into East River Center. right here, and that's the retail center just to the west of our new Public Works building. This, of course, is a rendering of our new building. What's happening right now is, if you could see, the edge of our building is actually very close to where you turn into the center. It is a shared access, so it is one access off of 56, IDOT controlled. IDOT doesn't hand out accesses very easily because they try to minimize impacts of roadways, especially at places with high speed. So we looked at ways to get creative, and we were going to wait until the project ended because we were under a crunch to get the project moving by last fall. But as we got through, we sat down, and Brandon Tonarelli, our Public Works Assistant Director and Village Engineer, has sat down with some of the people on our team, and they said, you know what, maybe we could take a look at this now while we still have the excavation and the paving contractor working on site at the new building. The new pavement is actually going in. They started paving some of the new facility site, but they're actually, over the next 3 weeks, are going to be doing the majority of the remaining of the paving. So with that in mind, we reached out to Frederick Quinn, and we said, if we can get this configuration to work, do we have enough time to go to, it's Geneva Construction is the paver, and S&K, I believe, is the excavator on site, the two companies. And can we go and get pricing from them and possibly do this project? And Frederick Quinn said, sure. So they've already started to acquire pricing. What makes this complicated is item number 1 on the agenda is an easement agreement. So in order to do the work, it actually needs two items. First is an easement agreement, which is already in place with East River Center. We basically need them to sign off on a new agreement that allows us to realign the access way. And that darker gray, that would be the new road going in. You can see it pushes back from our building and gives a more of a cushion, if you will, from where cars are coming in off of 56. It also aligns with our new parking lot. So when people come off of 56, now instead of going straight right at our gate and then making a quick right, they'll come in and they'll have their choice of left into the parking lot or right into the retail center. And the road will be slightly straightened so that it's obvious that you're going straight into a gate, 30, 40 feet past. So with that, we went to East River Center, and they seem to be good with the idea of an easement agreement. They like the idea of making the access less confusing for their business as well. So in front of you tonight is that easement agreement. We met with one of the owners of the center. They've agreed to it. I think we have a signed agreement as of today. So it looks like that's moving forward. The item before you vote on it, the obligation the village has is that we will be paving at our expense, because this is our request on their property. We are paving that driveway access, and then we are removing that remnant piece that is in between the two dark gray areas here. So this remnant piece goes away, and then it just becomes grass. So with that, item number 1 is the easement agreement. And item number 2, before you move on 1, I'll tell you what 2 is so that you know how you feel about both of them. Before we go to vote on 1, number 2 is actually the second part of this, which is the approval to potentially raise the guaranteed maximum price of the Public Works Facility project. The GMP, when it was approved, was around just under 19 million. It was 18,966,000 roughly. In there is a contingency budget of $846,740. We have not expended much of that contingency budget to date. We actually have about $550,000 in contingencies in the project still available. So the way that we want to do this is we went to FQC, and we'd like to do this as a change order to their contract. So all that takes is us to go to FQC and say, get us pricing from the contractors on site that were already publicly bid, and then they can do the work on site, and then we'll pay for it out of the project budget that already exists. FQC's only concern, and it's not much of a concern, they put a letter in the packet stating that, is in the event that their project goes slightly over the original GMP because of this, they would then technically be liable for the expense. So they just want assurances that if we go over that original $18,966,000 number, we would pay the difference caused by this project. Hence the reason that we're asking to potentially raise the GMP by $100,000. Nobody here thinks we're actually going to use that contingency budget. We have $550,000 left, and we're at the point of the project that once the paving's done, Underground is usually the most confusing, and that's where you don't know. Things come out of nowhere, soils are bad, you have to put more stone down. They're at a point now where they're very comfortable this late in the project. We only have 2 months before the building is finished, that is more than substantial to cover this. So that's why they put the letter. So item 1 is the easement agreement. Item 2 is the authority to raise the GMP by $100,000 if necessary.
Is there an estimate yet?
So we have an estimate from one of the people here, and we have an estimate from the paving company. The paving is actually supposed to be more expensive than the excavation work. So as of right now, even if they were the same, we would still be under the 100,000.
Motion to approve, item 1.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
Trustee Salazar?
Yes.
Trustee Christensen?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 2,
Motion
Thank
to
you.
approve, item 2.
discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Nedved?
Yes.
Trustee Salazar?
Yes.
Trustee Christensen?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis? Trustee Gately?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That concludes new business. Village President report. I have none. Trustee comments? Administrator report?
I just wanted to thank the police department and their staff for putting on a very nice trunk or treat event. They punted at a couple days before the event and moved it inside. Usually it's traditionally outside. But they did a nice job of just trying to make it work because there was a lot of rain in the forecast. So kudos to Joe.
Department reports? Anybody? All right. Entertain motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. We'll be meeting shortly, the committee of the whole.